Yeah, I mean they kicked our butts in every phase, and starts with coaching, and always take that one hard. If there's want to point fingers, you can point it at me. But they beat us in every phase, whether it was coaching, special teams, defense, offense. Reason they got 24-game win streak going. That's what it looks like. We haven't had that kind of beat down for a couple years now. So it humbles you. Get to the realization that's what it looks like, and you know what? We'll get to work tomorrow and continue working and building it and trying to look like that.
On the touchdown that wasn't a touchdown, what were you told? What took place?
They said the guy up top ringed down right when the ball was snapped for targeting on one of their defensive players the previous play. It's one of those where, he called down. It wasn't targeting. That target, I have no idea what it is. I can have a picture of our kid with a face mask on it. They said, no, he led with the head. And then I can see a guy going in with the crown of his head right in the side of ours, and it's not called. Sometimes I don't know. I just don't know what to tell our kids, what targeting is. And, do I believe sometimes it's the color jersey you wear? I do. You watch other games, it's, same thing. So, but, took a touchdown off the board. But, for us, we're never going to put a control of the game into, the stripes. We got to be able to execute. We got to be able to take care of the football. We knew coming in they created turnovers. We didn't take care of the football. I thought defensively, we're stout. They drove that first drive. We held them to 3. We got that 4th and inches, but, we're trying to take care of our defense and really try to win the field position battle. But then right before the half, I think, that's where it kind of came apart. Last 3 minutes, first 3 minutes, second half, the critical 8, that's where they got a field goal, come back and hit us on a double move, touchdown the first play of the game of the second half. And, that's probably where the ball game, that critical 8's always the most important part of the football game.
You just mentioned the 4th and inches there on that second drive. Did you want to go for it there or on the 50, or were you all for it?
Oh, you'd love to, to go for it. But at that time, guess what? You're not taking care of the defensive players who just played on a long drive. And, there's no guarantees you get it. It's one of those that you sit in the, watching TV. Oh, I would go for it. But for us, guess what? Get the first down the play before, and when we're on that side of the field, it's about taking care of those defensive players. Now, the penalties we had following that, took away from us really putting them deep in their territory. But, later in the game, those decisions you got to make. If we're on the plus side of the field, on the other side of the 50, you make those decisions. But I don't have any regrets on that decision.
Now that you guys are seeing, their defense kind of up close and in person, what makes them so tough to move the ball?
They got a lot of kids that have played a lot of football games. Again, I said this earlier in the week. They played 15, 12, 42 games in 3 years. Add up our games in 3 years. And guess what you do when you practice? You get better. Guess what you do when you got playing in the playoffs? You get better and you get stronger. And those kids have been coached. They're great football players. A lot of them are all league. Defensively, they're big up front. Hard to move. They really squeeze the gaps. They got flowing linebackers in their secondary. They have 15 turnovers, interceptions in 10 games now. So, again, they do a great job, well coached, fundamentally sound. And again, I applaud them, have respect. They've been building this over time, gentlemen, and give all the respect. I mean, that's the defending national champ, and there's a reason. And it shows us where, there's certain areas we got to get better. It's not as bad as we are. I don't think that. I don't think we played well today. You got to play your best football in November, and we were far from playing our best.
Do you have an injury report on Hope?
No, those guys, lower leg, probably a contusion, and, take care of all those guys. And, we got to come out. The key for a coach. No matter if you win or lose, and I've said this before, it's just as hard the next day. You know, we got to get ready, and we'll put this game behind us after we study it and learn from it, and we'll move on, and next up's most important.
Special teams kind of maybe plays their worst game of the year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the penalties start the second quarter,
Mm-hmm.
the block kick return, the block field goal, and it kind of just
Yeah, it did. It was, you know, we talk about superior special teams, and we were far from it. And, you know, and again, that's coaching. You know, we got to do a better job of putting our kids in a situation where they can be successful. And that's what that hurts as a coach. You want to put your kids, trust me, I wanted to give those kids the last game for a lot of those kids that exhaust their eligibility at home to give them a win. And when you don't, you look in the mirror, it's hard. It's hard. You feel like you let them down. Feel like I let our kids down. Feel like, you know, you let the community. There's a lot of shoulders. I let my family and Lincoln and you name it, you know. There's a lot on the shoulders at the game. But I know come tomorrow, I'm going to wake up. I'm going to be sprinting, and we're going to continue to build this.
you still have a game left, you know, so,
Mhm.
you know, you're kind of in the same position.
Yeah, it is. But that game's going to be a very important game. You know, I always say this, it's how you finish. And, you know, we're going to find a way to get this team to bounce back. And, you know, we got to finish strong. We got to finish on the practice field. We got to finish in our meetings, and we got to finish. And going on the road in the Missouri Valley is not an easy way. But I'll worry about that tomorrow. Today, you know, I'm going to look, and I'm humbled, you know, that you get your butt kicked like we did, and we're going to certainly learn from it, and we're going to get better. You know, we're not going to just lay down and quit. We're going to find a way to get better.